Hey, welcome back. Steve AZ 711 here. Well, today I'm going to work on this drive line, putting the bearings back in. First thing you want to do is make sure you get the ends cleaned. Now, I use a little pick tool, pocket screwdriver sort of, and I go around the inside of where the snap ring goes, clean that all out, and then I have some I think it's 120 grit sandpaper to clean the inside, and a little wire brush. I've also found that WD-40 will help dissolve some of the light rust, so you might want to use it in conjunction with all of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, I'm going to clean all these. This is what I have when I've got one clean. Also, I have a little file here. I couldn't find my other file. So I have this chainsaw file, but if you have any burrs on these edges, you might want to take those off. Anyway, this is the one that I've cleaned, and then of course this other one here is next. And you can see that they're not all that bad, but they do have some rust on them, and you want to get that rust off. You want this bearing to be able to slide in there very, very nicely. Okay, I like to put a little extra grease in there to hold the bearings in. I also like to put the cup and the trunnion here in the freezer for a couple hours. It helps shrink them down a little. Maybe make it a little easier to go in, maybe not. Put that fitting in there and kind of keep it like that, because that'll help hold the bearings in as you get the first one pressed. Okay, here I speeded the video up a little bit to save time. Just lining it up is a little bit difficult at times, but I decided to use a little liquid wrench to help it go in a little easier. And I get it flush here. Take the socket out. Now it's time to go to a smaller socket, and ordinarily if this drive line was aluminum, I wouldn't be using it on the other end. I'd have a small socket that would be pushing the trunnion against the bearing. So make sure you get this socket positioned over the bearing. Again, the video is accelerated to save time. This is a little bit trial and error to where I'm pushing the bearing in and seeing if I have enough clearance to put the snap ring in, and I keep taking it out and checking it and pushing. I was surprised at how well and smooth it was going in, pushing on it. It was not difficult at all to move this bearing in there. Nothing was hung up, it was just real nice and smooth. Wow. Okay. Might have gone a little bit too far, but I think I can put a snap ring in there. Okay, I have the snap ring in. You can see I got the bearing pressed in a little bit too far, so it will have to come back when I press the other one in on the other side. Okay, I put a little extra grease in this cup, or bearing cup, I guess. And now, okay, I got the bearing cap in. It's started on this side, and I'm pressing it in. A little liquid wrench. And what I want to do is I want to press this in far enough to where I push the other one back out a little bit, because I got it in too far. I'm going to try and get that clip in there. This bearing is pretty tight. Well, it didn't look like it would go, but those are very thin clips that hold it in, so yeah, it went fine. Now, it's not all that stiff. but I believe I can take my hammer. Let me go get it. All I had to do is bring it back this way a little bit from here. That'll probably do her. We'll find out. Okay, I'm going to try and get that grease fitting in there and I'll be back. Okay, I got the Zerk fitting in. And it's a different snap ring. There's the one I put in on this side. And then they give you a different one for here. Okay, I'm repeating the procedure that you saw previously. I put grease in my cap. And I got a mark here and a mark here, so I want to line the marks up. Okay. Okay, I've speeded the video up again a little bit and just pressing the bearing cap in on the yoke here. It's more trial and error again to get it lined up where the clip will slide in. This one's a little more stubborn than the other ones, and I don't know why, but it was. I finally get it placed just where I want it, and I decide to put the clip in. Of course, I was off camera. Well, got it. Only pinched my hand once. They make a pair of pliers for doing these. Okay. A little liquid wrench. Thank you. Again, it was time to save time and speed the camera up and repeat the process of pressing the last bearing in for the yoke here. And of course, checking it and making sure I have enough room to put the clip in. And again, when I get to the clip part, ready to put it in, I don't have the camera pulled back enough. That is nice. That is very nice. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. We're going to do the back. Now this trunnion has a regular grease fitting, and we want to point it towards the driveline. Okay, same procedure as all the others. Put some grease in the cap. I want to get the cap. Okay, here I'm just repeating the process again of pushing the bearing cap in and then switching sockets to a smaller one so you can get it to push in further. And then once you get it where you can get that retaining clip in, then you've got it, and then you go and work on the other side. Little liquid wrench comes in handy for this as well. And then check it for stiffness. If it happens to be too stiff after you get the other bearing cap in, you can take a small hammer and hit the drive line as I showed you previously. Now the other bearings go on here. Put this on the truck in a minute. When putting the driveline back in, I like to a little silicone around the rubber seal, and usually use lubricate, but I got some white lithium grease, and I will put it on the shaft. And it just slides right back up in there. Like that. Now we have to put the rear back in. Put a little tape around to hold them in, and it come loose. That came loose. And remember, I do have to rotate the driveline to the bottom so I can get that in there. Okay, I jacked up the side of the truck again. Hold the driveline in. See how much easier it goes in when you position the driveline in a different spot. Okay, that one's snug. This was a tree service truck. It did a lot of pulling and hauling, and they really didn't do take a lot of care of it. Tighten these down. Alright, that feels pretty good. Driveline is in. I'm going to go ahead and grease this fitting here. The other fitting takes a different adapter, of which I don't have right now, so I can't get the front one. This is what the grease fitting looks like for the front of the driveline. I believe it takes a special little needle valve that fits in the hole and put grease in there. Anyway, I'm going to order something. Steve AZ 711 saying, hope all your driveline repairs go real well, and thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until the next video. Yeah, you guessed it. Bye for now.